Want to say big thank you and, of course, good evening to our wonderful, wonderful friends at La Falaise.
La Falaise Medical Laboratory, my preferred choice for professional and confidential medical laboratory services. La Falaise provides results for all medical tests. If it can't be done there, they will facilitate it through their international partners. Their main office in Roseau is open from 7:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. Mondays to Fridays and 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturdays. Home visits and emergency services are also available. Call 448-0100, WhatsApp 276-5213 or visit any of their other locations. Picard in Portsmouth, Mondays to Fridays, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. Marigot, Mondays and Wednesdays, 8 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. Or Grand Bay, every first and third Thursday, 8 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. La Falaise Medical Laboratory, my choice, your choice, our choice.
Fair and balanced, unbiased and clear, concise and accurate. This is the DBS Evening News. Here now is your presenter with the headlines.
Well, a very special good evening. My name is Curtis Matthew. Over 100 young people celebrate completion of an 8-week skills training program. In news from the region, Grenada's Foreign Affairs Minister says Grenada's unemployment rate has dropped to a historic low of 7.5%. And news from the international scene, the U.S. President Donald Trump to speak with Venezuelan counterpart Nicolas Maduro soon amid speculation that the U.S. could launch an attack on the Latin American country. Details of the evening news right after this.
This Christmas, Flo's making the season merrier when you add postpaid to internet. Unwrap a new smartphone for only $10. Plus, we're giving you 35% off your mobile bill and win even more goodies with our Spin the Wheel Christmas promotion. This Christmas, the rewards are on us. Add postpaid to your internet plan today in-store or visit discoverflow.co for more info. Terms and conditions apply. Flow, we keep your Christmas rhythm flowing.
DBS News.
Welcome back to the DBS Evening News. The Chief Youth Development Officer, Marita Hyacinth, has told over 100 graduates of an 8-week short courses program that they have opened new doors for themselves. The young people were trained in several skills areas, and their certificate presentation ceremony took place at the Dominica China Friendship Hospital auditorium this afternoon.
In November 2024, the Youth Development Division launched the first set of 8-week short courses with a simple but powerful belief at the heart of it, that every young person in Dominica deserves access to practical, empowering education that can open doors and transform lives. Today, we proudly celebrate the achievements of more than 100 young people who made the decision to learn, to grow, and to invest in their future. Each one has their unique story of how their program has impacted them. These courses cover real marketable areas such as small electronic repair, basic sewing, Canva and Photoshop design, digital device maintenance, financial literacy, beginner videography, and public speaking and leadership presence. But what truly sets these programs apart is not just the technical skills that they have gained, but across all the courses, participants were guided through soft skills such as communication, emotional intelligence, stress management, teamwork, time management, professionalism, conflict resolution, and leadership presence. Because we know that a skill without a mindset is incomplete.
And that's the Chief Youth Development Officer, Marita Hyacinth. Acting Prime Minister and Minister for Youth, Greta Roberts, encouraged the young people to be at the center of the development projects aimed at transforming the Dominica economy.
We see job creation and skill opportunities emerging across sectors. The International Airport Project which is already opening new areas of employment in engineering, construction, hospitality, logistics, and aviation services. The growth of tourism and hospitality, strengthened by new properties like Ocean Oasis and several others still under construction or development. Expansion in agriculture and agro-processing, supported through irrigation, farm access roads, greenhouse rehabilitation, and partnerships with exporters. The rollout of geothermal energy, which will reduce energy costs and attract new industries. Investments in digital transformation, opening doors for young coders, creatives, designers, cybersecurity professionals, and digital entrepreneurs. The development of the blue economy, involving marine conservation, fisheries, and sustainable tourism. And of course, the many community-level projects in sports, arts, culture, entrepreneurship, and youth leadership. All these investments are meant to create a modern, dynamic economy in which young people can build careers, businesses, and meaningful lives.
And that's the acting Prime Minister and Minister for Youth, Greta Roberts. Two participants of the courses were Dwight Thomas of Financial Literacy at Portsmouth and Claudina Nicholas of the Sewing course in Scots Head.
I am proud and happy to be a participant who successfully completed this program. We thank God, first of all, for giving us the courage and strength and determination. Not forgetting the best teacher ever, Mrs. Debbie Laville. I learned how to sew shirts, skirts, cooking mats, and bags, but mainly how to use the sewing machine properly. Mrs. Laville took her time at every class to explain and guide us through every step. I am also thankful for my fellow trainees who I can call my sewing family. We laughed and had fun, but most of all, we worked as a team. Thank you for the Youth Division for making this possible, and we look forward to other courses like this. I leave you with a message. In order to succeed, you have to be determined and never give up, despite of the challenge.
My impression of the financial literacy course, initially it wasn't something that I had in mind that I was ever thinking about. It was something that I thought was something that was generally important until I did the course. We learned about insurance, different business practices that you need to put in practice, one for yourself and for your business. So I implore anybody in here who is self-employed or employed by anybody else to take the financial literacy course. It is a major step going forward for yourself and for your business. Mr. Gibbons was very, very knowledgeable, and every question we could have asked, if he didn't know, he asked somebody to give us the information. It was an amazing class that taught me a lot. There were some misconceptions that I had when it came to insurance and different things. They cleared that up, and right now I am working towards getting proper insurance for my business and for myself.
Participants of the courses for the youth, Dwight Thomas, who did the financial literacy course at Portsmouth, and Claudina Nicholas of the sewing course at Scots Head. Police Week 2025 climaxes Sunday at the State House Conference Center with an awards ceremony for outstanding officers in 2025. Acting Deputy Police Chief Jeffrey James says Police Week has been successful with a number of activities which brought the police and public closer together. Well, we'll bring that to you in another newscast. We do apologize. We don't have that clip at the moment. We'll bring that to you in another newscast. Other news this evening, Dominica has made another giant step forward in promoting the Creole language at its primary schools. The Comité pour Études Créole, CEC, this morning presented over 100 copies of a publication titled Anu Apon Kweyol to schools and organizations during a ceremony at Goodwill Parish Hall this morning.
I'm proud to highlight that nearly 100 families secured registered land tenure through the project.
We've done it before. It's just a continuation. We know we have the community policing initiative ongoing.
Well, we do apologize for that wrong clip. We will go on to another news item. The Minister of State with responsibility for fisheries and the blue and green economy, Julian Defoe, has highlighted the national theme observing World Fisheries Day as a reflection of Dominica's own realities, challenges, and opportunities. Dominica, through the Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries, Blue and Green Economy, joined the rest of the world in observing World Fisheries Day today under the theme Small-Scale Fisheries, Building Blue Economies. World Fisheries Day has been observed every year on November 21.
Dominica is increasingly being recognized not just as a small island developing state, but as a large ocean state. Our marine space is over 20 times larger than our land area, and it holds immense potential for growth, innovation, and sustainable development. For generations, our fishing communities have depended on the sea for food security and income. Today, we celebrate not only their contribution, but our responsibility to ensuring that small-scale fisheries remain vibrant, sustainable, and central to Dominica's blue economy. Dominica's small-scale fisheries are the backbone of Dominica's marine sector. Over 2,000 active fisherfolk and their families depend on the industry. Families rely on fishing-related activities such as vending, processing, boat building, to name a few. Additionally, Dominica's blue economy sectors such as tourism rely on the availability of fresh, high-quality local seafood to supply restaurants and hotels across the island, not to mention the non-extractive uses inherent in coastal and marine tourism.
And that's the Minister of State with responsibility for fisheries and the blue and green economy, Julian Defoe. He added that the government's vision for the blue economy remains clear, emphasizing the need for a resilient fisheries sector and sustainable resource management.
Small-scale fisheries are essential to this vision. They are the heart of the blue economy we are working to build. However, even as we build, we have to be mindful of the impacts of climate change and natural disasters. Our fishers know this better than anyone. The challenges are real. Hurricanes and tropical storms, rising sea temperatures that affect fish migration patterns, the influx of sargassum, coastal erosion, market volatility. These realities demand that we not only celebrate our fishers today, but we equip them. Over the past years and continuing into 2025, the government of Dominica has intensified effort to strengthen the fisheries sector, continuing with concessions on investment, training, and upgrading of critical infrastructure across the island. Additionally, women are essential to the fisheries sector, often as vendors, processors, and bookkeepers. They are the backbone of our fish markets, and I want to honor their hard work. Moreover, as global demand for seafood increases, we must diversify. Dominica is advancing plans for a sustainable aquaculture program which will increase product supply to meet local demands. Three main products lead the way: tilapia production, giant freshwater prawn, and sea moss production.
A Minister of State in the Ministry of Agriculture with responsibility for fisheries and the blue and green economy, Julian Defoe. The Dominica National Lottery has presented two winners of the Match 5, a local jackpot game, with their winning checks this morning at the main lottery branch. The winners are Grimson John of Maho, residing in Daly's. He's the first jackpot winner of $98,000, and Jean Bennett Constant, a Haitian national residing in Point Michel, the second jackpot winner of $10,000. Grimson John, who purchased his ticket on November 12, told the media he was happy for the win.
I start the very first time the Match 5 come out with the same free tickets. The Monday in particular, I went by Mom's and buy coffee because I couldn't go out by home without coffee. So I go and I shop cash by this young lady. I buy bread. Then I say, but wait, I have to buy bread for my mother-in-law. So I pull off $10 in my pocket and I go and I buy the bread. When I buy the bread, she give me my change. I tell her, come on, well. She watch me, I say yes. So we go by the ticket area. I said to her, I have free tickets there. Choose one for me. It's $2. She chose the very first ticket, the number on the ticket that have the free numbers. So I went and I put the ticket in my van and I drive up to the ticket stay Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Thursday morning, I never think of winning on my head, but I know I purchased a ticket. I had a meeting at PSU with my manager and the PSU chairman, Mr. Later, in negotiating for a salary increase for me. So when I reach by later upstairs PSU, I hear a lady say, but you know somebody win the jackpot and they purchase the ticket by Mom's, my body shiver. I took my phone and I called my daughter. I tell her, type Dominican National Lottery and check the winning ticket for me. She called the numbers. I tell her, you know I win her money. She tell me that you're not real. I tell her, yes, that I win her money. Just like that I tell her.
The lucky winner, Grimson John, $98,000 from the Dominican National Lottery. The Haitian national Jean-Benet Constant encouraged lottery players to keep playing. The news continues right after this.
Making the season merrier when you add postpaid to internet. Unwrap a new smartphone for only $10. Plus, we're giving you 35% off your mobile bill and win even more goodies with our Spin the Wheel Christmas promotion. This Christmas, the rewards are on us. Add postpaid to your internet plan today in store or visit discoverflow.co for more info. Terms and conditions apply. Flow, we keep your Christmas rhythm flowing.
DBS News.
Grenada's Foreign Affairs Minister Joseph Andal has claimed the country's unemployment rate has fallen to a historic low of 7.5%, though the latest official data does not support his claim. The Central Statistics Office most recent labor force survey covering April to June 2025 lists unemployment at 10.8%. No updated figures have been released to confirm the minister's claim. However, Andal told Parliament this week that Grenada had achieved a record single-digit unemployment rate, suggesting that most jobless individuals were either unqualified for available jobs or unwilling to work. He went on as far as saying unemployment or employment had only been higher during the days of slavery or forced labor. Finally, this evening, President Donald Trump says he will soon speak with Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro, fueling speculation about possible U.S. military action against Venezuela. Donald Trump would not reveal what he plans to discuss, but said he has something very specific to say while repeating accusations of drug trafficking against Maduro. Maduro warned that any U.S. military intervention would mark Donald Trump's political end, claiming that both Trump's adversaries and some within his own circle are provoking him into a disastrous move. He reiterated Venezuela's willingness for direct dialogue with Washington. It is 19 minutes after 6 o'clock. That's news. Don't go away. The sports report comes up shortly.
Nation and beyond. DBS Sports Report.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fenced pipe, and Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins, and bidets. PVC piping, fittings, and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items solutions like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
Let's begin the DBS Evening Sports Report with cricket news. A 5-wicket haul for Akeem Jordan and a half centuries for Kyle Mayers and Zachary McCaskey as Barbados crossed the Leeward Islands in action from the regional Super 50 Overs tournament today. The Leeward Islands were bowled for 138. Akeem Jordan took 5 for 29. Nathan Edward got a top score of 49. And Jamat Hamilton added 45. Barbados in reply raced to 139 for 3 in 23.3 overs. Kyle Mayers hit 55. McCaskey got 60. Barbados won by 7 wickets. In the other match, the Windward Islands match with Guyana was abandoned without a ball being bowled. And of course, no play in that match between the Windward Islands and Guyana. Let's stay with cricket news. The West Indies under-19 team had a bad day with the bat as they went down big to England in the 3rd Youth One-Day International today in Grenada. England batted first and posted 249 for 9 in their 50 overs. The West Indies under-19 team, they were bowled for just 119. Matthew Miller made 37 not out and Tanez Francis 34 for the West Indies. The Windies lost by 130 runs. The Windies still lead the series 2-1. The 4th Youth One-Day International is on Monday. Turi Christmas netted a hat-trick to power the Dominica State College team to a 6-3 win over the Dominica Grammar School as the Sports Division Secondary Schools Under-20 football tournament continued this afternoon at the Newtown Savannah. Conrad Simon also netted twice and Jeriel Luis scored a goal for the State College, while Kalik Privo and Nikwan Binwa scored for the Dominica Grammar School. Meantime, over at the Benjamin's Park, Roxon Copel, Caleb Dangleben, and Anthony Scotland registered a goal each as the Castlebrue Secondary School defeated the Portsmouth Secondary School by 3-1 in the Under-17 division. Javon Hamilton got the lone goal for the Portsmouth Secondary School. Let's go back to some cricket news. The West Indies cricketer Kavem Hodge says he's grateful for the opportunity to once again represent the West Indies team. Hodge, after being dropped earlier this year, was recalled by Cricket West Indies for the upcoming Test series with New Zealand. Hodge says that he put in a lot of work after being dropped and is hoping to do his best if given the opportunity to play.
Yeah, first of all, I just want to thank the Lord for giving me another opportunity to, represent the West Indies because, a lot of the times we think, it's man that does things, but, the Lord has his own plans and, overall he's in charge of everything. So I just want to thank him for that. And I'm grateful for the opportunity to represent the West Indies again. I was, happy. I was grateful when I got the recall. So, that's something that I'm looking forward to.
And of course, Kavem unceremoniously dropped, a lot of people would say. How did you use that downtime, to work on your game, work on the areas that, the coaching staff might have felt that you were short on to get back into the team?
Yeah, with every other business, you're given the opportunity to perform a task. And if you can't do that effectively and efficiently, then you have to reevaluate yourself and what is it that you're bringing to the table. So I really had to use that downtime to work on areas where I felt that I faltered. Just work on myself as a person, picked up a few hobbies, spent some more time with the Lord, really being intentional with that. But I also must make mention to the individuals who have helped me along that time period, guys like Sam Kernod, who's worked really, really tediously with me. Benno Pascal, who's used his own resources, his nets and stuff like that to facilitate me. Even Gian Benjamin, taking his time off after work to throw balls at me in the stadium. So I'm really grateful for these guys. I just want to make mention of that.
And now that you're back into the team, Kavem, I mean, nobody wants to get dropped again. So obviously runs will be the keys to remaining on the squad. So what's your mindset as you head into this competition against New Zealand?
And now that I'm back in the squad, my main goal is to perform whatever task is given unto me the best that I can, control the controllables, and just pray that God gives me the grace and the strength to see it through, and that His will be done. So.
And that's the West Indies cricketer, Kavem Hodge. Meanwhile, the West Indies will be looking to avoid a whitewash in their one-day series with New Zealand. The two sides will meet tonight for the third and final match, with the West Indies trailing 2-0 in the series. The West Indies one-day captain Shea Hope says while his team has not managed to win any matches in the one-day series so far, there are some encouraging signs.
Yeah, like we said, when you really look at it, we come to New Zealand, most of the guys first time in these foreign conditions, and the way how we've been pushing the game all the way down to the back end, there have been, 4 close games now? I think every one of them pretty much finished in the last over. So you come here, you put yourself in positions to win games, and it's only a matter of time before you cross the line. It's just unfortunate we're not doing so currently, but like I said, man, we got to find a way to cross that line, because we want to be a great team. You got to keep winning against the best, and that's what we need to do going forward.
And that's the West Indies one-day captain Shea Hope. The third one-day gets underway tonight at 9 o'clock Caribbean time. Let's stay with cricket news. 19 wickets on the opening day, and it's England with the advantage at the end of day one of the Ashes Test. That's at Perth. Well, England won the toss and opted to bat first. They were bowled out for just 172. Harry Brook got 52 and Ollie Pope 46. Michelle Stark blazed through the England batting, taking 7 for 58. The Australians in their turn also struggled, and as the England pace attack, and they were 123 for 9 at Storms. Ben Stokes picked up 5 for 23, and Jofra Archer 2 for 11. Cass had 2 for 45. The scores heading into day 2. It's England 172, Australia 123 for 9. Australia trails by 49. Some basketball news now. The Peerbush Eagles have leveled their best of 5 DABA Premier League final with the BAA Sharks as they took game 2 of that series last night at the Massac Indoor facility. The game was neck and neck before the Eagles pulled away in the fourth quarter to take the match 82-70. Shama Felicity had 21 points. Ethan Boland had 19. Lennon Paul 18 for the Eagles. Peerbush Eagles player Lennon Paul.
I love it. We came here and we executed exactly what we talked about. We had a little mishaps, but we came back and we figured it out, and that's it. That's basketball.
All right, what can you take from this game as you continue to move on in the series?
Just stick to our plan, stick to our strength, and know what we have, and we'll be fine.
All right, key players for you tonight. Shama, for example, had a brilliant game again.
Shama was good. Kaelan was good. Boland showed up. We only had Boland like probably 2 games in the regular season. He showed up tonight. I appreciate him for that. And he provided what we needed. He got a couple stops, the rebounds, a couple buckets in, and I love it.
All right, what will be the mentality, the mindset for game 3 in the series now?
Oh, same thing. We done, we want it, we hungry. Same mentality, we want it, and that's it.
And that's the Eagles player Lennon Paul. Christian Scotland had a game-high 28 points in a losing effort for the Sharks, while Gmol Peltier had 13. Meantime, BAA Sharks coach Carlian Scotland says his team made too many costly errors.
We didn't execute the way we wanted to tonight, so we lost the game tonight. And I think the calls kind of got the players a little too amped up, and they need to keep their composure. But be sure we'll be back for the next game.
You're missing some key guys tonight, so how much do you think I might have influenced the game as well?
Oh, yes. I forgot to mention. We like to make excuses, but we're missing 3 key players, so our rotation was very short tonight. So that's why we only short-handed tonight, and our players have to put some extra minutes and take up extra responsibilities that kind of slowed them down during the game.
Losing by 12 points, but how do you sort of boost the guys up for the remainder of the series?
Well, we have to be mentally tough, and we have to come back swinging in the next game. because they made adjustments to us. So now we have to go back to the drawing board and make adjustments to their play so we can come back stronger for the next game.
And that's the BAA Sharks coach, Carlian Scotland. The 5-match series is leveled at 1 game apiece. Game 3 is scheduled for Saturday night. Some football news. Head coach of the women's senior national football team, Ronnie Gustave, believes Dominica has what it takes to give a good account of themselves in the upcoming Women's World Cup qualifiers. Dominica has been placed in Group B with Jamaica, Guyana, Nicaragua, and Antigua and Barbuda. Dominica will play its first game against Jamaica at the Darren Sammy National Stadium in St. Lucia next week. DBS's Joseph Fadul caught up with the coach of the team last night during a training session.
I have to say the girls have been applying themselves in the training, and we have been doing a lot of basic work. As we have known, we just came from the Windward Island tournament and we saw a lot of our flaws in the game. So that's what we have been basically working on, our movements of the ball, or control, or first touch, more the tactical aspect of our game.
Coach, you mentioned the Windward Island tournament. It wasn't too good of a showing. What were some of the lessons of that tournament?
Well, I have to say, the tournament was a tournament is to see some of the ladies that haven't played on that level. Also, as I have resonated in the past that people might hear it's on several occasions I think it's a young team, and it's for facts it's a young team. So there's a lot of work to be done with them. But we have seen from the tournament we went to the Windward Island that we were lacking a lot, especially our controls, our passing, our movements. That have a lot of play to do with we playing down here in our peers, that when we do play against our peers that we think our football is at a certain standard, but playing outside there with the other countries, you could see that we are missing a lot in our game. There's a lot for us to learn in the game, and our movements, our awareness of where on the pitch, so that's what we're working on.
And that's the head coach of the women's senior national football team, Ronnie Gustave, speaking to Joseph Fadul. Meantime, Kiana Francis got the late winner to give Harlem United a 1-0 lead, or a 1-0 win over the Belfast State Mahosoka Strikers, as the DFA Women's League continued last night. Football action continues tonight with third place on the line in the DFA Premier President's Cup. The Roosevelt Skerrit Bombers, they will play Sajiko Southeast at 7 o'clock tonight at the DFA Technical Center. Meantime, the grand finals will take place on Saturday when Central Cooperative Credit Union Dubla FC will meet Valvoline We United. Let's bring that to you again. The grand finals to take place tomorrow when the Central Cooperative Credit Union Dubla FC takes on the Valvoline We United. That too is a look at the DBS major evening news and sports. Of course, you will listen tomorrow morning for the first news package of the morning and of course of the day. That's at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. We'll bring that to you on behalf of the news and sports departments and our link person Joseph Fadul. Curtis Matthew saying good night.
Rudolph Thomas Enterprise in Portsmouth, your suppliers of building materials and hardware products. Over 20 years experience in the business. Rudolph Thomas has lumber and plywood, Portland and tile cement, steel rods, galvanized and fenced pipe. And Rudolph Thomas can meet all your wire needs. Galvanized roofing sheets, doors, windows, toilet sets, face basins, and bidets. PVC piping, fittings, and lattice. Check out Rudolph Thomas for ceramic and vinyl floor and wall tiles, nails, nuts and bolts, paint and painting supplies. And check out their line of electrical and hand tools. And Rudolph Thomas is your one-stop shop for hard-to-find items like fiberglass mat and fiberglass resin and welding rods. Go now to Rudolph Thomas on 1240 Bay Street in Portsmouth.
DBS
DBS Radio gives you top quality service over any other for live streaming of funerals. Call us today at 448-3282.